Douglas Macgregor is a former U.S. Army colonel and author of Margin of Victory. He joins us tonight. Colonel, thanks a lot for coming on.
Sure.
I don't want to be paranoid, but I've watched this before. It does seem as if the president is strongly opposed to conflict with Iran. He knows it will define his administration. He knows that it doesn't serve American interests, but that people who work for him are pushing the United States into a position where war is very likely, if not inevitable. Am I imagining this?
No, I don't think you are. I think the president has had his first Vietnam moment. He was walked up to the edge, he looked into the abyss, and he said, no, thank you. He followed his instincts, thank goodness, and walked back. He has no interest in going to war, but you are right. He is surrounded by people in the Defense Department, in the chain of command, in his own National Security Council staff, in the State Department, who are absolutely committed to finding ways to attack Iran. I think the president understands that an attack on Iran would result in an all-out war. The notion of limited strikes is absurd. The Iranians would respond with everything they have because their economy is in ruins, their backs are against the wall. He knows that. He doesn't want that. So we should be grateful. At the same time, I think the president has begun to figure out wars destroy presidencies. War destroyed LBJ. War destroyed, yes, ultimately, George W. Bush. He doesn't want to join the pantheon of destroyed and failed presidents that embarked upon wars that ultimately were not supported by the American people. And again, if the American people don't support it, forget it. We don't want to do it.
Exactly. And they don't. Is there some good reason to maintain this level of sanctions against Iran? Are we getting something out of that?
Well, I think the idea was to destroy the Iranian economy and to bring the nation to its knees. That's really not what we should be trying to do at this point. I think the president senses that there is now an opportunity for diplomacy, for a new approach to Iran that could de-escalate this set of conditions and produce a positive outcome. Look, this will ruin our economy if we engage Iran in a war. Iran will instantly have support from around the world. They will be the victims of this limited strike that is being discussed. The limited strike idea is sheer insanity. It will provoke a war. Yeah. Everyone, China, Russia, India, many European states will come to the aid of Iran. We'll end up with a larger coalition of the willing against us than we have seen in decades. I think the president's figured this out. He's got good instincts, but he needs to get rid of the warmongers. He needs to throw these geniuses that want limited strikes out of the Oval Office. The last thing the American First agenda needs is a stupid, pointless, unnecessary war with Iran. And he knows that, so he needs to act.
As much as Brett Stevens and Bill Kristol would welcome that.
Yeah.
It's insane. I agree with that. Colonel, thank you. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you.
Joe Biden remains